All right, question number 8. It tells us the formula L equals 10 times log of I divided by I naught. Gives the loudness of sound L in dB based on the intensity of sound I that's measured in W over M squared. The value I naught is equal to 10 to the negative second, and that's W divided by M squared. That's the minimal threshold for hearing for mid-frequency sounds. Hearing impairment is often measured according to the minimal sound level detected for an individual for sounds at various frequencies. For one frequency, the table depicts the level of hearing impairment. And so, part A, it says if the minimum intensity heard by an individual is given by the 640 to 20.2, 10 to the negative 8, determine if the individual has hearing impairment. We're going to round to the nearest tenth. So all we're going to do is use the formula given. L equals 10 log of I divided by I naught. Okay, so we're going to use this formula. The minimum intensity heard is given 6420.2. That's 10 to the negative second. That is going to be the I. So we're going to plug in this value for I, and then it gives us I naught as the 10 to the negative 12. As you notice, those units are the same, so they'll give us the loudness in dB. So this is going to be equal to 10 log, and then we will have the 6 for 20.2 times 10 to the negative 8. And then on the bottom, we have 10 to the negative 12th. Now it looks like we can divide these powers of 10 out, or kind of do a interchange with properties of exponents. But I'll leave it and just plug it all in the calculator. But it looks as though we could just divide, or this will go up to the top and divide that by like 1,000. But let's see. So we'll just do 10 log, and just to make sure we don't make mistakes. So what you would need to do if you don't have the operating system, you'll have to open up another set of parentheses, and then you would have to put the top part in parentheses and then the bottom in parentheses, and then you'd have a close. So you have a double open, 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 put this in, close it, divide it by, open, close it, and then close it for the whole thing. If you have a calculator that doesn't have the operating system, this one does, so I'm going to put it in the fraction form so I don't have to do all the parentheses. I do that by doing alpha y equal and hitting enter. It'll make a fraction bar, so I'll just type it just like it looks. So 6420.2. I got a 0.1. I can change it to 0.2. 6420.2. This will be times 10 raised to the negative 8. And on the bottom, just 10 raised to the it say? We'll go to 2 decimal places. We'll just say, we can do 3. We'll see what they do. 78.075. It doesn't say. No, it does. Round to the nearest 10th. 1 decimal place. So 78.1. 78.1. And so 78.1 would fall into this range. That would be severe as far as the impairment. Mild, moderate, moderately severe. They do, I would say they have. And then part 2, if the minimum loudness of the sound detected is 30, determine the corresponding intensity of the sound. So we're looking for I this time, and they give us L. So we'll just plug in those values. So same formula. This is part 2, or let's call it part B. If the minimum loudness detected is 30, so we're going to say 30 is this. It's going to be equal to 10 log. Now the I naught is the initial minimum. That's going to stay the same, which is this 10 to the negative 12th I. And so here's our problem. So we can do as much as we can by hand to solve for I. We're going to have to get it out of log. So I'm going to first start out dividing by 10 to get the log by itself. This will give us 3 equals log log has an understood base of 10. Okay, so we're going to now write this in exponential form. This 10 is going to become the base of exponent, so this is going to be 10 to the 3rd power equals I divided by 10 to the negative 12th. To solve for I, I can multiply by the denominator. So I have a 10 to the 3rd times a 10 to the negative 12th equals I. And then since the bases are the same, property of exponents say you add the exponents, well they're different, so I'll still end up subtracting. So this will just give me 10 to the negative 9th. 12 minus 3 is 9, bigger number is negative. So we're getting the intensity is 10 to the negative 9th. Okay, we got check.